What is going on, everyone? The Houston Texans are well into training camp. The Pats have been on, and we've learned a lot about this Houston Texans team so far. Let me know in the comments down below. Give me your hottest Houston Texans training camp take, and we will react to it in a video in the next few days. We still got a ways to go. We still got the preseason. There are still some unanswered questions. But I wanted to talk about this year's draft class because I am very surprised by these rookies. They're not afraid. They're going out there. They're making plays. And the Houston Texans themselves, they're no strangers to seeing their rookies, have an impact as soon as day one. Just last year, Kalen Bullock, Kamari Lassiter, Blake Fisher even started a couple games for you as the year went on. Just a year before that, C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson Jr., Tank Dell, year one, changing the direction of the franchise and the direction going upward. Shout out to Odie. Let's go even further before that. Do you remember year one Dameon Pierce? Do you remember year one Jalen Petrie? The Texans are no strangers to seeing immediate success from their draft picks. Which brings me to this year's class. They're going to have an opportunity, guys, to make a name for themselves. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about. But my name is Mr. 713, and this is the 713 Houston Sportcast, where I drop daily Houston Texans content. So please make sure you guys are all still following me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest Houston Texans news, rumors, and updates. And this episode is brought to you and powered by The Deck on Fountain View, where we will be having our watch party for week one against the Los Angeles Rams. It's going to be an absolute scene. Can't wait to see you guys there. Now, talking about these day one impactful rookies. Let's first start with the offense. Let's start with the offensive line. The Houston Texans are going to have themselves a new starting right tackle, and his name is Ariante Ursary, who was a second-round pick for the Houston Texans this year. I didn't see this coming, but I can honestly say, as of right now, Ariante Ursary is leading the race at right tackle, and, he is leading the race, and he has a comfortable lead. Blake Fisher, he's looked okay this training camp. But Ariante Ursary has given the better play against the first team, like Danielle Hunter. Dude, Danielle Hunter has been going at Ariante Ursary, and Danielle Hunter said it himself. He's going to be one of the greats. A lot of praise from the former All-Pro. But Ariante Ursary, guys, is going to be your starting right tackle for week one against the Los Angeles Rams. Book it. I will forgive Kenyon Green. I will forgive Juice Scruggs. I will forgive Blake Fisher if Ariante Ursary hits and he is your starting right tackle this year and your starting left tackle next year and the foreseeable future. This is the Houston Texans franchise left tackle. Your two wide receivers. Jaden Higgins, he was the talk of OTAs. He was the talk of minicamp. He's had himself a good training camp. Now, he's going up against Derek Stingley, Kamari Lassiter. He's winning his matchups. He's losing matchups against them as well. Iron sharpens iron here. Against the twos and threes, we start to see, Jaden Higgins win more times than not. But this is a young guy who doesn't feel like Higgins is a young guy. But I think he's going to have an opportunity to show his worth early because you're not going to be able to just guard Nico Collins one-on-one. You have Christian Kirk also, and Christian Kirk has been making plays this training camp. I'm excited for Higgins. Jalen Noel, not only do I think he's going to have an immediate impact in the passing game, but in the return game as well. Now, all wide receivers not named Nico Collins and Jaden Higgins are returning the football. I definitely do think Braxton Berrios wins that matchup at the end of the day, but Jalen Noel himself is looking good as a punt returner. As a kick returner, also, it looks good. That's where I can see Jalen Noel making his immediate impact. Woody Marks is making his name just because of, we know what's going on with, well, we don't know what's going on with Joe Mixon, but we know he's not there right now. And it's not only Woody Marks taking advantage of these, given opportunities. It's Jahar Jordan. It's J.J. Taylor. It's British Brooks. Even with Nick Chubb, right, you want to bring him along slowly because he's coming off of 2 straight years of season-ending injuries. Woody Marks is damn good in the pass game. I mean, he catches like a receiver. We might see, some play from him early, given the fact that we might not see, Joe Mixon might not be 100% ready to go for week 1 against the Los Angeles Rams. Luke Lacey, he's having himself a good camp, but, he's not in the same conversation as Ariante Ursary, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel, and Woody Marks. I think those 4 could, have an immediate impact with the Texans. Now, switching to the defense, Jalen Smith, Jalen Reed, they have been making plays in pass coverage in terms of pass breakups, pick sixes. Jalen Reed out of Penn State has had a couple of them. Go check out Harley's Twitter. He has all the videos. When it comes to these two, though, I think in terms of where we see their impact, it's on special teams, and it's as, backup roles. If the secondary is healthy, we won't see a lot of Jalen Reed and Jalen Smith. So I think their impact will be, in terms on special teams and at the backup role. I know they're going to maximize their opportunities because they've been doing that in camp, but they've been making plays enough to where I'm like, wow, if, knock on wood, if I need to rely on Jalen Smith, if I need to rely on Jalen Reed, I am comfortable because of what they were doing, at training camp. Also, how many Jalens are on this team? Let's get it together. Nah, I'm playing. Shout out to all the Jalen. Shout out to Jalen Green. I think Jalen right now is one of the most popular names in the world. I think their importance is not like the offense where the Houston Texans need Ariante Ursary. They need themselves a starting right tackle. The Texans need Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel, to produce, because we're talking about your number 3, number 4 wide receivers. We need Woody Marks to perform and be impactful as early as day 1 because of the recent news of Joe Mixon, because he might not be 100% ready to go for the Los Angeles Rams. But still, I think Jalen Reed and Jalen Smith, we're going to say, hey, look at them maximizing their opportunities. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I feel very confident about this draft class. I think it's going to surprise the hell out of a lot of people. I think this draft class, I have a hot take, is going to have an opportunity to be one of the best ones we've had recently. And that's saying a lot because the franchise quarterback and the franchise defensive player were selected. But you guys let me know your thoughts and comments down below about this year's draft class. Do not forget, this episode is brought to you and powered by BetUS. I love you guys. Have a very blessed day. We'll see y'all soon.